Hello storytellers, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, hello, my name is Lauren. I'm an actress, teacher and all-round storyteller, sharing my adventures in parks, pages and pixels. And speaking of parks, we're going to be ranking my Disney ears today. So I've been going to Disney parks for quite a few years. I regularly started going back in 2019 with my friends Jack and Elspeth and Layra, and I went with Pippa and I went with Christian. Yeah, it was like a compact few years of going to the parks. Obviously COVID had an impact on that, so 2020 was a light year for trips. But as soon as COVID was almost wrapped up, we started heading back and I started going with my friends Jess, Kate and Taylor, which means I've had plenty of trips to collect some ears. Now my aesthetic has changed a lot since 2019, thank the Lord. So some of these ears are not me anymore, and I've still got them. I still have them, and I'll be honest, I probably won't get rid of them. I'll either re-gift them to people who I think would really love them, or they are ears that people could borrow for trips. Yeah, so let's get into it. I've got them all down here. Sorry, I keep looking down. They're on my floor. Some of them are from parks, the actual Disney parks. There's a big chunk of them that are from different small shops, and if I can remember what they're called, I will include their details. I know I've got one set of ears here from a shop that doesn't actually exist anymore. Yeah, so there's approximately 20 ears, I think. Hold up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 24! I was close. I was very close. I may have miscounted that because I didn't pick them up. But yeah, I think there's 24. So let's go from least favourite to most favourite. Coming in as my least favourite, and I feel bad picking these as my least favourite because I've got some really happy memories with these ears. I got these and a almost matching pair for my friend Pippa on our trip back in the beginning of 2020 before COVID. But the reason these are not my favourite is they stained, and their gems have all fallen off, and that was simply from wearing them. They're also very flimsy. I can't remember where I got these. I think I got these on Etsy. A seller that was on there I saw made a pair for Winnie the Pooh and a pair that was similar style but had Tinkerbell on. And I knew that my friend Pip was a huge Tinkerbell fan, so I was like, well, I'll get her the Tinkerbell ones, I'll get me the Winnie the Pooh ones, and that'd be cute. And for the moment, for the actual event, very cute. Love taking pictures together with these. The bow itself is literally coming off. The diamonds were falling off throughout the day. We didn't have the worst weather, but we didn't have the best weather, so I think that might be a little bit of weathering. Same on the back. It's just all sort of falling apart a little bit. There's some stains on the front that I don't know where these come from. I think this actually come from where they got rained on slightly. So yeah, it's cardboard with no padding, flimsy bow. They're just not my best pair. So these are officially the worst. They do, or they did, should I say, look cute. But alas, not my vibe. I still love Winnie the Pooh, but obviously not the aesthetic. Yeah, they're just falling apart. So these did not have longevity. These were great for like half a day. Come up next, again, got these on Etsy. I can't remember the name of the seller. And these were for an event. So these weren't actually to go to the parks. We had like a Christmas Disney brunch we went to. And I went as Olaf. They are very cute, and actually comparative to the previous ones, very well made. This is all foam, so it's completely bendy. There's no cardboard in it, which means they're super light, but they are very flimsy. The band itself is a little bendable, and I was worried even on the day they were going to break. The materials seem to be of actually quite a nice quality, but I do just think like the construction of them makes them lower down on my list. I would wear these again and go as Olaf, even though my aesthetic has changed. I could do a slightly more alternative version of Olaf. So I do feel bad putting these towards the bottom, but the reality is I have better quality ears that I'm more likely to wear. But they did the job for a quick event for one afternoon. I don't think I've ever actually worn these in the park. No, I haven't. So maybe that'd be something I do in the future. Next up is 2 sets of ears. They're actually somewhat similar. They're both for events that happened in different parks. And I want to say these were made by a company called Good to Ear. Good to Ear. I actually, although I paid for these, I didn't purchase them. This was bought as part of group, like, photos. So the Disneyland Paris 30th anniversary, me and the girls all dressed up in pink and purple because that was the colours of the event. So we all wore pink dresses, denim jackets, pictures here, you get the idea. And these were the ears they picked out. Again, they're the flimsier bands, so they're not longevity ears. Beautiful sequins, very much fit the theme, and the colours were spot on. This is in really nice quality. I'm not entirely sure what it is. It feels like quite a thin, like, acrylic. It's not glassy enough to be a resin. But the back has no sequins on the ears, so I was kind of like, well, why haven't you not done it on both sides? Like, it just felt a bit odd. They were very comfortable to wear. They did the job for the day. I probably won't ever wear them again other than now. And again, they don't really fit my aesthetic. So, yeah. Not my favourite. Not the worst. They did also feel like they were going to come off a lot while I wore them. I ended up having to pin these in. Shortly afterwards is a matching set, but this is for the Disney 100. Me and the girls wore this when we went to California. These do have sequins on the back, so that tells me that maybe the Etsy seller or creator, small shop creator, had taken on some feedback and put some sequins on the back. More my style of colours. I would rather wear silvers and purples, but the reality is the 100 is over. So I now don't know when I'm ever going to wear these again, other than showing you what they look like. These actually feel stronger on my head than the previous pair, although it's the same person that made them. They definitely improved their craft in the like year and a bit since we bought her original ears. These are stronger on, but again, I just don't know when I would wear them again. Yeah, better than the previous, but still not the top. So it's an interesting selection I've got here now, because I bought these 3 ears that are coming up next all around the same time period, and I was going through a pink phase. I don't know why. I don't know why, but I did. And looking back now, I'm like, no, I very much wanted like the pink and black sort of emo aesthetic, but I ran with pink. I had a pink backpack at one point. I bought pink trainers. Pink's not, although I've had pink hair, pink is not typically my colour. So coming in next is these. These are from Shop Disney. I bought these from what was called Shop Disney back then. It's now the Disney store again. These are really comfy to wear, but my hair does get caught in the sequins. I liked the rainbow colours. I think I actually said I wanted to get these and wear them to Pride if I got to do Pride at Disneyland again. Spoiler, I didn't get to do it the first time because of COVID, and I haven't done it since. Yeah, they are really nice quality. They are well made, cute colours, not my aesthetic. Again, I will keep them because if Pride comes up, I might wear them, or if someone's going away for the Pride era in Disneyland, I could lend them, borrow them, or I could gift them. I'm gonna hate, I can already feel myself hating this. I buy sequin ears and then I regret it because it gets caught in my hair. So they're actually much bigger than the previous pairs. Disney ones are actually a reasonable size. But yeah, again, strong quality. They do pinch because they're Disney ears. All the Disney ears pinch. Their bands are just smaller, I don't know. But yeah, that's more just a colour thing. I aesthetically don't vibe with the pastels. I'm very much a dark colour person, so that's why they are this far down. I feel really bad for putting these ears next because these are actually a Christmas gift from Daniel. I noticed these on the Disney store and I really wanted them, so he bought me them. Again, I was going through my pink phase. I love winter, I love teddy bear fleece, so everything about these was a win, because they're literally teddy bear fleece with like a pastel like shimmer ear. I still really love these, but again, they are not my aesthetic. I am unlikely to wear these. I wore these in the park. I think I managed to wash it off, but I put them down when I was eating at Walt's on the windowsill. When I picked them back up again, the brown like wood paint had actually come off on my ears. I do remember Dan finding a way to clean them. I can't see any marks on them, but it was this pair that almost got completely ruined. I did wear these pretty much for an entire trip. They are very comfortable, they are very cozy, but again, not my aesthetic. These ones, although they're the same size as the sequin ones, I do feel like they make my head look so much smaller because they feel so big on my head. Like they feel like they're going out really wide. Yeah, again, cute, just not my aesthetic. This pair I think I wore in the park for one day. I bought these in the Disney park because I'd seen them online, and again, this is when I was going through my pink phase, and I was obsessed. Now, the reason these are coming in lower is because their quality is really bad, as in they broke. So, obviously that bow is meant to be stitched in and held there, and if it was, these are very cute. But unfortunately, all the stitching has come loose, and I can tighten it and pull it, but it can't stay in place. I know I have to stitch this back together. This again is a Disney store. I mean, this was bought in Paris. You would expect a higher quality to wear this once and them to fall apart like this. But even like I don't even know if it was sharp, but even the way they've like made the bow, like how they've actually attached it, feels really low quality. Like they've left it just not well stitched at all. And actually, if you look, I don't want to rip it, but if you look, like it's only held together by 3 stitches. 3 to hold all of that together is ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. So in reality, I probably should have put these lower because they are broken. They broke so quickly after buying them. But I do actually feel like the design of them is one of the better designs I prefer at the pink pairs. I love a fluffy teddy feel. These are fluffy all over. They were very comfortable. I'm not going to put them on now because they will just flop down into my face. But the band, I remember the band itself not feeling too tight, and like the sort of velour in it having a nice grip to my hair. So they are slightly higher up, but they do need fixing. And again, not my aesthetic. I don't know when I'd wear these again, but I would happily fix them and gift them or lend them out. So coming up now is a pair of ears that were gifted to me by my friend Christian. The reason I've put these ears as low as they are is because they don't have like the traditional mini bow. I am a big fan of the bow in the middle. I like a mini bow. This one has got the bow to one side and it's got a hat, and it is the Haunted Mansion ears. It just feels like it's very bulky on one side. I kind of wish all of this was in the middle. But otherwise, the pattern is nice, colours are nice. It's my favourite ride. I completely understand why Christian bought me these. Like 100% understand why he bought me these. And I'm still, to this day, incredibly thankful that he thought of me and bought me a pair of ears. Love you, babe. But yeah, I can't get over kind of how bulky, it even feels heavier on this side, like how bulky that side looks. They've obviously tried to balance it out with the bats, but like it just feels very heavy here. I would wear these in the park. I would wear them 100%. I don't have any Haunted Mansion ears in my collection other than these. I have always wanted to get the purple wallpaper as a type of pair of ears. I've just always been able to get like the Disney ones, or whether to go to a small shop. I have found a shop that I shop from a lot for ears. They're coming up later in this, and they've done a pair, so we shall see. But yeah, I do really love them, would wear them. I do find the bow placement a little bit jarring, so I did put them slightly further down in the list. These ears, there was some controversy over these. So Disney, I don't think they've done it for a while, but they used to do like monthly runs of like a series of collector's items, etc. So you probably can't see, you can see like their feet, but up there you can see the feet of Minnie Mouses. So there was a Minnie Mouse collection. Each month a Minnie Mouse was dedicated to a different attraction in the parks. I've got New Year's, Haunted Mansion, King Arthur's Carousel and Small World. I think they're the 4 I ended up being able to get. I mostly wanted to get the Minnie Mouses. I really wish I'd got Pirates. Like, really wish I'd got Pirates. But they sold out. Anyway, these ears I bought with the sort of end of the line New Year's mini. So they match. They are my aesthetic. It's black. It's fireworks themed. But the shape of the ears is a little odd. Again, order these on Shop Disney. This one is more round, but it's kind of like a peanut, like an Easter egg. This one has got this like flat bit here, and it sort of bends in more. And the castle's never been straight. And I feel like I'm being really picky, but I know people who are even pickier than this with their ears. I know some people just sent these back, but I knew how high in demand they were. So I didn't. I was like, I know if I send these back, I'm not going to get another pair. Yeah, very comfortable. I do enjoy wearing them. They are thicker in the headband, like quite a lot thicker. So they are a little uncomfortable to wear for a long period of time. But I did wear these one New Year. I want to say that was 2019 going into 2020 that I wore these. I know that Hallie and George come around ours and I wore them, but that's all I can remember. But yeah, I would wear these again. They're not quite the aesthetic, but they do have a sparkly black bow. It is nighttime themed, so they're there. They're mostly at this point because the quality of the cut isn't great and they are somewhat uncomfortable. As in, I'm already going to take them off because they are already pinching right here behind my ears. Oh, that. I feel like I'm going to get a headache now from wearing these, and I only have them on for a few minutes. So yeah, great collector's quality. Great collector's item, low quality. Now, this pair I ummed and ahed really badly where to put them because they are lower down the middle and I don't know if they deserve to be here. But I'm putting them here anyway. The Christmas ears that I went hunting for ages. I think it actually took me 2 years to get hold of these. Now, I've got some valid reasons why. Number one, love the cut, love the colours, love the shape. They are the brighter, bolder Christmas colours. But this sort of pleathery glitter was a lot brighter and bolder when I bought it. And I only wore them once on that trip and all the glitter has started to come off. And it's been left with kind of like a waxy texture. So yeah, I should always know that that's going to happen with the glittery stuff. But alas, we hope. Love the shape of the bow. I do love the fact they're Christmas and colourful. Will be wearing them again 100%. Even though, you know, typically not my aesthetic. These tags Disney need to go in the bin. I hate them. I do need to cut this one off. Yeah, so I really debated whether they should be this far down, but I'll be honest, I got to this point and all my ears are pretty exceptional in my opinion. We're getting to the part where I found it very hard to like judge what was better and what was worse. I have another pair of Christmas ears that I did feel were better than these, and they're not from the Disney store / Shop Disney. So I've put them a little higher, they're coming up soon. So I did put them here just because the colours are a little bit gaudy, the glitter is coming off. Again, same with the previous pair, they do pinch a little bit here, whereas the other ones don't. So yeah, they're lower down than I think I originally thought I would put them. And now I say that, you can actually see the glue where they've like attached the rope. Oh, this is why we do these. I can see all the glue around where the rope is on both sides. I've never looked this far into detail. And actually some of the stuffing's coming out of the bottom. Well, there we go. That's why we're going to put them here. Now I'm saying that probably should have been even lower. Now I'm looking, I'm noticing lots of little faults with these ears. They're staying where they are. So this is where it gets really hard and I'm really finding it like difficult to find reasons to put these ears in this order. These ears I haven't yet worn in the park. No, I have worn in the park. I wore them when I went with Christian. They are a Disney store, Shop Disney set. I got them in Paris. They are more comfortable than some of the other Disney branded ones. Not my aesthetic, but I love nostalgia. I'm a nostalgic person, and these are the Euro Disney ears 1992. I was desperately on the hunt for these, and they all sold out, and then I happened to be in the park. I happened to spot them, and I was very excited. Now, the reason I've put these a little bit lower, number one, there is nothing on the back, so they have skipped out on a bit of design. And number two, all of the sets there, the ears had obviously been packaged weirdly, and they all lean forward slightly. So the ears are leaning forward, so I had to keep pulling them back, pulling the bow back. Yeah, the material is lovely. It's nice, soft, silky. They've managed to get the ear shape pretty good. Again, there feels like there's some harder foam in the middle to like help keep the shape. I did have to cut off a very long tag, so there is a little white like line on the back, but no one's going to see it in my hair. Very cute, mostly comfortable. They don't pinch as much. They're nostalgic, but again, they are not my aesthetic. I would wear these again though. Like, I can 100% see me wearing these again in the park. Don't know how or when, but it could happen. I love the nostalgia of them, and even if I don't wear them in the park again, these will stay in my collection as a display piece. I do really love these ears. Now, these ears are actually quite special to me. I bought these in the Disneyland park, Disneyland Paris again. They're sequin ears. They are the purple potion. I fell in love with the sort of sequin bags and ears that Disney did for a while, and I always wanted to get the really dark, like deep burgundy, and I wanted to get the purple. Burgundy sold out before I even got to Paris. There was like 3 pairs of this left, and one of the outfits I was wearing on the trip that I bought these on, which was with Jess, Kate and Taylor, and that would have been 2021. I was wearing like an orange top with like a Coco pocket, so it had like the Coco characters on the pocket, and I felt these matched quite well, so I put these with it. These aesthetically I could align with what I wear more than some of my other ears. The reason they're here though is, one, the bow shape is a little odd. The bow does seem to lose its shape quite easily. Number two, one of the ears is sewn forward, one of the ears is sewn backwards. You can actually see where the sewing is different on both sides. It's very minor, but it does mean that they kind of sit twisted a little bit. It's almost like someone did them backwards, like this ear's been sewn on the wrong way. And again, because they're sequins, I am actually going to hold it. It does get caught in my hair quite easily, and you can, like, it's quite obvious, you can see where they are slightly bent. They've been like that since the day I got them, but again, there was only 3 pairs left, and that was the least bent pair. Love the aesthetic, love the colours. Quality, again, from Disney, isn't great. I expect more from them. This is my first pair from a seller called DaisyBelle Designs. I buy a lot of her ears. I think in my collection currently I've got 2 pairs, but I've got an order coming in from her. Yeah, where I'll then have 5 sets of her ears in total. Big fan, love her designs. This is the autumn ones. I wore these on my trip with Christian. I love autumn. It's my favourite season, when it gets grey outside and it's rainy and the leaves are falling, and you know you're going to come to the burr months and it's going to get cosy. That's my vibe. So I would wear these again, although they are maybe not as alternative as I dress now. These are really comfortable ears. The cut, even though they've not got an outline like a rope around them, the cut is really good. You can sort of see a little bit where it's a little bit edged, but I'm not mad about it. There's a cardboard in the middle, but there is padding. So these are firm, these are solid. They are not going to budge. The bow is my favourite part. I love a corduroy. I love that colour orange. I'm kind of feeling I could get away with that kind of orange in my hair, like a dark copper. Could be an idea. But they're just very nice, very comfortable. They're not fully my aesthetic, but like I said, I would be able to wear these again. As you can see, there is a tiny gap with these, so when they sit on my head, there's always this little gap here that I feel like people can notice. Maybe you can't. So they don't sit fully flat to my head like some of the Disney ones do, but I'm not mad about it because they don't pinch. Like, these are sat exactly where those ears were before, and I can't actually feel them. I can feel a little bit of weight on top of my head, and that's it. So they're very comfortable. Stunning! So this next set of ears is not my aesthetic in the slightly, but I still adore them. And I haven't worn them anywhere. I bought them in California. I've not had the opportunity to wear them. They're very much a summer ear. Now, I can see ways I could style these up to be a little bit more alternative. I've just not had the opportunity. I bought these literally as we were leaving the park for the last time. I'd seen them all the way through the holiday, knew I wanted them, didn't buy them, waited till the very last minute when I still had some money left and bought them. They are very yellow. They're like a pleather. They are shiny. There's definitely some kind of harder foam. Not a cardboard, I don't think. There's a harder foam in the middle. They are sewn on a better quality. Tags aren't as long, although I do still need to cut these off. Bow is a good shape. However, when I packed it, something rubbed on it, and there is, I don't think you'll be able to see, there is a tiny purple mark on the back. I don't think I was going to notice, but yeah. I don't think I've actually worn these yet. Oh, there we go. So I originally bought these because, one, my students at my old school, not the one I work at currently, they had a lunch club called the Lemon Club, because when they first met me, I wore a dress with lemons on. We were the Lemon Club. And I thought, you know what, I'll get these with my lemon dress, going through Disneyland or Paris. Cute! For obvious reasons, I probably won't wear the lemon dress again. It's not my aesthetic. But I do feel like I can make these look quite alternative if I go for that kind of like pop punk vibe, because it's quite a bold colour and it's that pleather. I feel like I could get away with it. Yeah, feels really odd seeing me with something so bright on my head, but ow! But yeah, I really like these ears. So this next set is actually quite an emotional pair. I bought these to wear at my hen do, and I did also wear them the day that I legally got married. Because the dress I legally got married in, I wore to my hen. There's actually a tiny little bit of fluff in the back of these. I'm just going to pull out. Ooh, fluff is everywhere. There we go. So they are bridal ears. I got these in Paris. They have a sort of satin bow. These are all very bendable and pliable, so you can choose like where they sit. There's a flower in the middle. The ears themselves are made of like a white netting that's got like sparkly silver dots on, kind of like a mini sequin, I guess. And the train of it also kind of has a couple of little sequiny bits in, from what I remember. No, I think I'm going mad. I think it was my eyes. But again, this has got wiring in the bottom, so it is also bendable. Yeah, my dress I wore to get legally married in had flowers on the top, and I wanted something to link in with that. So when I saw these in Paris, long before my hen do, I was like, they are 100% the ears I need for my hen. So that's how I ended up wearing these. The girls did this activity with us the day before. We made like flower crowns, so I ended up wearing this with my flower crown around it. I think it was a bit much, but it's a hen do. They are the Disney ones, so they did pinch a little bit throughout the day, so I had to keep sort of pushing them forwards and backwards. But they stayed on really well, and they have kept clean somehow, miraculously, the whole time. My dress that I wore, absolutely not. It's got mud all up the back because it was rainy. But these I managed to keep completely clean, and I have no idea how I did it, but I'm proud of myself for it. So this next set of ears kind of comes a pair. So when I went to Disneyland with my friend Abby in 2015, yeah, it would have been then. It was the Christmas before we graduated. We both bought classic mini ears. Very simple, very old. You can see where I've cut the label off. These have been well worn, well used. Now, unfortunately, mine broke. You probably can't tell, but there's a little snap at the back. you can actually, I can feel where the band is like overlapped itself or it snapped. And so I had to stop wearing these. And the ones they did for a really long time had like the tiniest polka dots on. And I was like, why? I don't like them. So I held off replacing these for a really long time until, I think it was last year, when they released this version. They aren't as fluffy, they're more like a velour-y feel, but the polka dots are big. The bow is well stuffed, it's not flimsy. These ones I don't remember pinching too badly when I wore them. Yeah, these ones don't. These feel quite comfortable. Classic mini ears, absolutely adore them. They are slightly, just to give you the idea, slightly different. I prefer the bigger polka dot if I'm honest, so it kind of plays in my favour. I will never get rid of these. I have such a fond memory of wearing these with my friend Abby that I just couldn't. So these are kind of more like a memorabilia piece for me now, but these are the ones I can wear in the park. We're almost there. There's 6 pairs left. So coming in at number 6, my wishes. Now, the film hasn't maybe lasted the best time, but I still really like them. They're sequin ears, so they do get stuck in my hair, so I typically have to wear these with my hair up. I really love how they did the star. I love how it's like a bow on a bow, and they're quite stiff, so they're not like bendable. These feel nice and firm and full, which is what we want from a pair of ears. They just feel very sturdy. These again do pinch a little bit. I can remember this from the last time I wore them. They also, bit of ASMR for you, they do make a scrunchy sound. Now, the reason these are still in my top 6, although they're not aesthetically necessarily match me, I feel like, again, I could still wear these with some of the items I have in my wardrobe. You know, if it's a casual day at Disney, these are just an easy thing to stick on. I don't know if I'd necessarily do an outfit for it. I'm not a huge fan of the film. I thought it was sweet. I thought it was nice. I think it had some plot holes, but we live. They're just a nice, comfortable pair of ears. They are a little heavier than the other ones. I think it's the addition of having this star. But yeah, I love them. They may end up staying on display, but they are just... Look at Star's face. I got these, I want to say I got these in Paris as well. I think I got them on my Christmas trip that I went with Dan and Steph and her sister Anastasia. I think that's where I got these. I think I got these and the swirly Christmas ones we looked at. Now this next pair come from a shop that doesn't exist anymore. I want to say it was called like Laura's Treasures or something like that. This was my first set of ears that I bought that were not from the Disney parks or Shop Disney. This was my first time going to a seller on Etsy, and they are my Donald Duck ears. These were almost infamous for me when I first started on Instagram. I think I had my profile picture of me wearing these for probably like the first like 3 years I was on Instagram. Very comfy. Again, these are very soft, very bendable, but they seem to hold their structure. The bow is flexible, it's sewn well in, it's got nice detailing, they're light, super fluffy, and they just look really cute. They're so light on my head. I always forget how nice and light these are. Now, because there is a little bit of weight on them, they do move about, so I can feel the band as I move my head is moving backwards and forwards in my hair. So it is one that sometimes you may have to like clip in just to keep, like if I do that, they're not going anywhere. It's a real shame that she shut down her shop. She had like Daisy ears as well that I really wanted to get as like the pair. Yeah, I love these ears. I will never get rid of them. They're just really comfy, really light. And again, although aesthetically pleasing for Donald, not aesthetically pleasing for me and my alternative clothes, but Donald Duck is my boy. I will never get rid of any of my Donald stuff. And so this fit that category. So even if these end up on a shelf to be worn or to be viewed even, so be it. I will wear them. But now on to a pair of Christmas ears I bought on Etsy again. They are beautiful. They're very classic. They're given like Muppets Christmas Carol vibes. So it's velvet, it's dark red, you've got a nice, not too overstuffed, but not like flimsy, like, would you say it's plaid or checkered? I think that's more plaid, isn't it? It's got a nice little bow. Then you've got, you know, the pine cones and the berries and the twigs, which that one is bent. Yeah, I bought these as my first ever pair of Christmases to wear on my Christmas trip with Dan. That was, to this day, my favourite Christmas, my favourite trip I've ever had at Disney. Hands down, the best trip. And so these give me a really good memory. And also, although I dress alternative now, I still love Christmas. Christmas is my thing. I love the joy of it. I like the movies, the snow, the weather, the cookies, the hot chocolate, the presents, the giving, the games. I love all of it. So I will be wearing these ears again. I think I even wore them this Christmas in our house, even though we weren't going anywhere. I have matching pyjamas to these as well now. So yeah, had to put these in the top. So here they are. Now we are on to my top 3, and it was really hard ordering these. I think mostly between third and second. I know exactly what my top 1 was. So coming in at number 3 is another pair from DaisyBelle Designs, and they are my Brave ears. Now, not only is it because sorry, these have been on my shelf and there's a little bit of dust on them. I probably should have cleaned them before I started this video. Not only is Brave, to this day, one of my favourite Disney films. I'd say it probably is my favourite of the slightly more modern films. But these are just really well made. So this is all embroidered. So there is a texture to it. This is all embroidered. So you've got Merida's hair, her bow, and her arrow. That was a terrible accent. That was a terrible impression. I'm so sorry to the people of Scotland. You've got her brothers as the bears, and again these are embroidered. The colours are really nice. I love tartan. Tartan is like my favourite pattern or print. I love a check, I love a tartan. And again, like where she's added the gold bow, you can see a little bit of the glue, but 10 times better than on the Disney ears. Like you can probably barely see it. It's the tiniest little bit. Again, these ones are quite flexible. There is a little bit of weight to them. There's a bit of movement when you move your head, but like not as much as with the Donald Duck ears that would like fly off my head. Yeah, they're just really well made. One of my favourite characters. 100% could dress this up more alternative, particularly playing with that kind of plaid vibe. Chef's Kiss from DaisyBelle. Coming in at number 2, and I don't actually know where to begin to describe these ears. They're pirate ears. I bought them in Disneyland Paris. Steph also bought matching pair. We got these on my hen do. I am yet to wear them in the parks. But I love pirates. I love anything fantasy, but I particularly pirates, ghosts, fairies, dragons. That's my thing. I even had a pirate pub crawl for my 19th birthday, which, you know, a long time ago, but these would have been perfect. Here they are. So this is my one pair that don't have a bow. Like I said, I typically like to have a bow, so I did and ah whether these should be in my top 2. But the reality is, I need to have something a little bit different. I love the colours, I love the pattern, you know, with this big skull pirate, and then you've got the compass. On the back, you've got like emblems like the Kraken, and you've got like map markings. There's a QR code attached to this, which I only noticed when I picked these up a moment ago. So I'm going to scan that in a little while and find out what that is. They went back to smaller labels for this. And, you know, just this little detail of the red hanging down. I think it's adorable. And you know what? They are ridiculous. Like, actually stupid. But I can't wait to dress as a pirate and go around a Disney park at some point. It It will not be this trip. Me and my friend Abby, who are going with our respective partners and her child this October. We've already got plans for what we are going to be wearing. And pirates is not one of them this time. But I will be wearing these as some kind of pirate outfit in the future. That hat looks ridiculous. It almost looks like a raven's head. Oh, they're so stupid. Such silly ears. And coming in at number 1 is actually my only pair of Loungefly ears. I bought these so many years ago now. I remember wearing them on one of the trips I did with Jess, Kate and Taylor. I can't remember which trip it was, but I do remember wearing these, and they are my Nightmare Before Christmas Loungefly ears. I love Nightmare Before Christmas already, but they have iridescent plastic ears that look like bat wings. So I'm going to flip it around so you can see. So the emblems that are on it, all the different characters in this kind of holographic style. And that goes all the way over the ears. You've even got Sally on there. And then you've got this bow. The bow does pick up a lot of dust. I have just had to like try and dust it down. I feel like I could have done a better job, so I apologise. But the bow is clear, but it has that iridescent look, and it's cut like bat wings. Loungefly ears are known for not being the stretchiest. I actually don't mind it because it means the ears actually stop slightly shorter than they do under my ears than every other pair I have. So they don't pinch where they normally pinch. They're slightly higher up and it doesn't hurt as much. Don't know why. But I do find the band is shorter on Loungefly ones. Instead of coming like all the way down under my ears, they sit slightly higher. But they're just the right size, the right level of shiny. It's going to catch the spooky light. It's going to go with multiple Night Before Christmas outfits. You could do Jack with this, you could do Sally with this, you could do the mayor with this, because they're on there. I do think doing a Jack outfit probably would fit this best. But yeah, these are my number 1 ears. I absolutely adore them. I love them. I do take a lot of care into these. They're always on display. I do try and take them with me nearly every trip in case I get an opportunity to wear them. I am even debating taking them with me on my next trip because Jack's had the updated face as his costume character. So I kind of want to wear these to meet him for the first time with that head, but we'll see. But yeah, that's my top set of ears. So with that being said, what ones were your favourite? Sorry, that bow flopping down is so funny. Oh no, I'm putting these down. I was trying to go for some kind of like aesthetic ending, but no, that's just funny. What ears are your favourite? Are there any here that you would like to try and get? Are there any that you're looking for? What's your aesthetic? Have you got any characters coming up you're going to be dressing up as that you want ears for? Talk to me about Disney ears, because I'm always intrigued to see if people share the similar opinion with me, which is that the Disney store ones are good, but not the greatest quality and they pinch. Etsy sellers ones are probably better, but they're not always consistently made. Let me know your thoughts. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video. Bye everyone!